So I'll give you a tour of my off-grid home. So I have a rainwater catcher, which is connected to the sink for dishes and everything but drinking water. And then there's a foot pump that takes the water from the catcher, and very handy to do dishes. You just pump it and the water flows through. And I usually heat the water up on the wood stove if I want to do dishes. I just always have a hot going, and it feels really nice to wash your dishes or have a little bird bath with water that's caught from the rain and heated by the fire. And I cook on propane, and so that actually lasts a long time, and maybe I've filled it up 2 times in 5 or 6 months. I have a battery pack here that if I want to charge my laptop or my phone, it will charge it about 3 times. Or if you plug in an LED light, also in an emergency, it can jump the car and put air in the tires. So this has been really handy, and eventually I want to be able to hook it up to a solar panel. So behind me is my pantry. I really try not to use one-use plastic, and with my products as well, I really avoid the plastic packaging, and with the shampoo bar, it takes away the squeezy, plasticky things that litter up your bath. But with how I eat and have herbs for tea, I have it in glass jars, reusable jars. Also, because living in the woods, there is a possibility of mice, so you have to be really aware of putting your food away. But yeah, I'll harvest, for example, rose hips, and I have a herb rack that I dry them and de-seed them, and then I can enjoy them. So this is the upstairs of the cabin, and it was built with a lot of windows to let the light in. Even though I am in the middle of the forest, the more windows the better, really, to let as much light in as possible. And yeah, this is I don't really use this for soap business, but for personal writing. It's nice to have this writing space, and I did get a laptop that has a long battery life, but I can charge it on that other battery down below. So the heat from the wood stove just does come up here and heat the room, and also the slits in the floor does bring some of the heat up, but it makes it really hard to sweep up here because then dust gets everywhere below. But it's a really sweet little cabin, and I love living here. This is an on-demand propane water heater for an outdoor shower. Basically, you hook it up to a propane tank, and the rainwater catcher is hooked up to an actual battery for the pump. And then you just turn it on, and you have hot water right away, and with a good pressure. And so you can have an outdoor shower, and that also feels really nice, just using rainwater and biodegradable soap. So of course I use just my own soap and shampoo bars, and it doesn't feel bad using that soap and putting it right back into the nature that's around. So, oh, and also with the hot water, I made this off-grid washing machine. Basically, you take 2 5-gallon buckets and a plunger, and you drill holes in the plunger and the inner bucket, and you put the hot water in and the soap, and you suction out all the dirt, and then you take the clothes that are now between, and then press out all the water. That's the biggest thing with washing your clothes off grid, is trying to wring out all the water from it. But it works really well. It takes a lot of dirt out, and it's good in a pinch. So that's the cleaning side of being off grid. So I started making soap and natural body care at a community when I was living in the Netherlands, and we were growing our food and had a grey water system, and I had come from a big city, Toronto, and it was the first time that I actually realized what I was putting in my hair and on my body was going into the stream right in front of us and like killing these frogs. So I had to really think about what was going on my skin and going into the environment around me. So there was a herbalist living at this community, and we did a basic salve making workshop, which really blew my mind on how herbs and plants around us can heal us. And it just really inspired me to learn how to make soap. And so I looked it up online, and lots of experiments, lots of failed experiments, but interesting ones. I really had a strong passion for making it and using the herbs and spices to color it instead of any chemical colorings, and using organic essential oils instead of the fragrance that kind of can give you a headache. So that really sparked the passion in 2011, and there was a lot of gifts for friends and family. And then when I moved to Salt Spring, I decided to make it into a business. So, welcome to my studio. Here we have a few soaps that I made last night. So it takes, basically I pour it in and it sets overnight, so we can take a look at how I cut the soap with these soap cutters that I got custom made. This is made out of wood, and these are actually guitar strings. I put the loaf in. I used to have to measure it out with a ruler, and it was never quite perfect. But now it cuts through, cuts it into 3. Then I take that, take another soap cutter, and then cut this to smaller pieces. Really speeds up the process of cutting the soap bars, and they're all uniform, so it makes it very handy. I use these pots, a Vitamix. So for the soap, I melt the oils in here, and the salves as well. I do a double boiling system. Right now it's pretty basic. I'd like to grow, have bigger equipment, but for now I just make small batches, and I blend the herbs in here in a Vitamix, and I hand press them in here, putting the herb pack in. It's actually a sausage press, but it's never been used for sausages, and I hand press the oils, and it presses all the oil out of the herb pack and into another pot. Then I mix with beeswax. So I'll harvest mullein or horsetail and dehydrate it, and then keep it in storage. I keep all the products here and labeled, and the soap has to cure. And these are some of the molds I use for the hearts. And these are the products. So I have all the different natural coloring. It's from spirulina, activated charcoal, some chai spices, and turmeric. So you can do a lot with natural colors. And then this is the deodorant, moisturizer, you know, cuts and scrapes. I also do soap making workshops if you're interested.